Hi guys, Saber here. So today I'm going to review once, at least give you guys a summary of Season 5 up to Episode 21. I will review Episode 22 later. Please be forewarned, there might be some spoilers, so I'm not going to lie. At first I was not too happy with the season and what they did with King Arthur. I was kind of disappointed, in Episode 1, as we know, Emma Swan has become the Dark One. We saw this in Episode 4, and we are reminded that magic always comes with a price, which is true in the real world too. If you practice magic, there's always the rule of 3, but I won't get into that. But if you're curious about real magic, I'd be happy to show you some people that I follow who probably know more about the subject than I do. In any case, as the season goes, we are introduced to King Arthur, but we find out he's not as noble as he seems, and that's why I was a little disappointed. But it gets better, but I'm not going to tell you that part, even though there might be some spoilers in this. And my favorite thing, personally, is I loved the Dreamcatchers, because they got to hold on to the memories, and we also find out that it was tied into the original Dark One. We find out that the original Dark One was a woman named Nimue, who loved Merlin. We were also introduced to Merida, the more grown-up Merida, who is now queen, and she has to try to reunite her clans. And she has a test regarding her father. And so we are reminded of her strong bond with her dad, which I thought was very nice that they did that. Now, toward midpoint of the season, this is where things get a little bit more interesting, because we find out that the reason Emma is not really, even though she's a Dark One, she's not really being evil, because she's doing everything she's doing to protect her beloved Hook, and she made him part Dark One to save him. But he doesn't know that, because when they are once they are removed from Camelot and return to Storybrooke, they no longer have their memories. Now, eventually, all the Dark Ones come back, and Hook dies, which leads us to my favorite part. I found the second half much more better than the first half. And that's when we're introduced to Hades. And we find out Hades is stuck in the underworld and he can't leave it without true love's kiss. Now, on top of that, we find out that Snow White had a little romance with his nephew, Hercules, in her childhood. Although he does end up with Meg in the end. I thought they could have done a lot more with Meg, and I was a little disappointed about what they did with the Meg character, but it still worked. Now, I don't want to go to too much detail, but we do learn that the underworld, the people there have unfinished business, and several of them end up becoming lost souls, or are able to be saved, or are stuck in limbo. And I think that kind of reimburses the whole theme of Storybrooke overall, throughout all the seasons, is that people can change, and people can be saved, and sometimes they can't. And I've always liked that, even though this has to do with fairy tales, they give you a very real life situation, because in the real world, people do sometimes change, and sometimes they don't. Any case, getting back on topic, we eventually get to the point where we find out that Zelena and Regina actually met each other as children, and they actually had a closer bond for a little than it was when they were children, but their mother had erased it from them. And because of this, the hatred stemmed. So Zelena's hatred and envy was not all of her own. I'm a little skeptical about that, but I mean, I'll go with it. Now, it is a little silly how quickly the bond is fixed. Again, I'm kind of skeptical on that, because, like, I think even though she found out one thing, it's not the whole reason why she should change. But anyway, I think that they do kind of make up for that later, because later on, Zelena does have to struggle between, am I gonna go with Hades and stay evil, or am I gonna save my sister, because Hades gives her an ultimatum and basically says to kill Regina, but she ends up killing Hades instead. And now that leads to the question, because unfortunately Zelena got there a little late, and Robin had to save Regina, so he died. But he doesn't get to go to the underworld because of the item that was used on him causes him to be permanently dead. So now we have to wonder, is Regina going to go evil again, or she's going to stay good? But we'll have to wait till the final episode to find that out. And overall, I would say that I give this season so far 4 stars. Thank you.